Okay, if you're with me, today is the start of week 10. Week 10, so that means at the end of this week, you will have 50,000 reps in. We go 1,000 reps Monday through Friday, hitting all the major body parts. Now, here's the big thing I wanted to show you. I've talked before about um, knowing where you want to go. So you have to decide where you want to go, but also, one thing I'd like for you to be able to do is, if you see here, this is my picture when I was in January 1st, 2025. This is where I want to get to. So I know exactly where I was at. This is the away from, and this is the toward. We have to have these types of things in our life. To me, one of the biggest things, ways you can set goals, ways to achieve them, is you got to know where you're at and where you want to be. So we're moving away from where we were at and being drawn to where we want to be. So I'm not to that point yet, but after 10, I've lost over 10 pounds during this journey right now. I've started working out before. So from that point right there, I weighed 205 pounds. Now I'm down to below 170. So I've lost a significant amount of weight doing this program, just dumbbells throughout the thing. And then the reason I want to do dumbbells before I get started is on the weekends, if you're a weekend warrior, just having to do stuff around the house, especially when it's fall time, over the weekend, cleaning, I have 4 acres of leaves to clean up. That, hauling firewood, cleaning out the garage, everything your wife wants you to do. If you're not fit and able to do that, especially in your 50s, what are you going to do? You're not going to be able to get up and do anything the next day. So that's a big part of fitness too. It's not just about the health or the way you look. It's about being able to actually function in the world. So I'm a little sore right now, and if you do get older, it's not, when you do all of these things, it's not that your muscles are necessarily getting sore, it's your joints. The joints are the main thing when you get older. That's why I've switched from heavier weights to the higher reps, low weights with the dumbbells. So it's a lot less, pounding on those joints. And just on the weekend warrior type stuff, lifting logs, chainsawing, cleaning up leaves, bending over, it takes a toll on those joints. So we just got to keep strengthening those muscles. Let's get it done. So one thing I'd like for you to do, if you're part of the program and you want to succeed, you're not going to have motivation every single day. It's going to come down to discipline because you're not going to want to do this every single day. But one things that can really motivate you, and I've told you this from the beginning, is to go out to the internet, in a magazine, cut out a picture of the body that you want to achieve. That's attainable for you. Cut the head off of it, cut it out, so you're not, bowing to a certain person. It's just the body that you want. Post it on the wall. The other thing I want you to do, because in life we have to be able to have the pain. The pain is what fuels the success. And if we can find a picture of ourselves back when we started, and take your pictures right now, one thing I want you to do is post it up on the board. This is me, January 1st, 2025, at 205 pounds. This is where I want to get to, hopefully by the end of this 12 weeks, right here. Lean, not huge, but lean. But this is what I'm talking about that you need to be able to do in your life. Because if you can have that picture there of yourself and put it somewhere where not everybody can see it, but when you see it, when you start to get some gains, you're like, I don't ever want to go back to that piece of crap, that body, that laziness. That was after my back surgeries when I put on all that weight. But if you want to be able to succeed, know what you're moving away from and know where you're going. It's the key to success right there. In your relationships, in your career, and your body and everything. Feel that pain, post it there so you can see it every day and it just disgusts you. Just get disgusted with it, then know where you want to go and just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. You'll get there. Another thing, I lost those 35 pounds on no specific diet. There was no specific diet that I was following. The only thing I did was in the kitchen, I keep a notepad and a pen right there by the refrigerator, by the pantry. Every single thing that enters by food or by drink, write it down on that paper. Becoming self-aware is the key, I believe, to fat loss. Because fat loss comes from what we eat and the calories that we intake, not necessarily from the working out. That's going to build the muscle and the metabolism, but it's what you put in your mouth. And when you start writing things down every single time, I'm talking about just reaching in a bag of chips. I'm only going to take 3 chips. Write it down. Because by the end of the day, after you do these workouts in your heart, you're like, man, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done this. Keep a rolling record of it. You will start to eliminate all those bad things. So if you go to McDonald's, write it down. Had a Big Mac, had fries, then find the calorie count for all that stuff. You will build your own. I'm not telling you that you can't indulge every once in a while, but maybe when you on those days you want to pull back on other things. Because obviously the only way you're going to lose weight is if you're in a calorie deficit. And the best way to do that is to eliminate what we eat, work out, and burn more calories in the day. But it doesn't have to be sophisticated on all this stuff. I mean, if you have a family and you're older, every once in a while you're going to want to have maybe a beer, or you want to go out, you want to eat this, chicken wings, or do something. All that's fine. Just write it down and become aware of what you're actually eating. Too many people aren't aware. They just shove it in their mouth and they're, well, why the hell am I not losing weight? Just that self-awareness is what it did for me. Just make sure you never skip a day. And even if you're sore and you're hurting, I use 15 pounds for my stuff, 30 for the chest. If you had to jump all the way down to 5 pounds because you're hurting after the weekend or doing something, just do it. I believe in you. You can. Everybody that's watching this, that hears me, you can do this. You can. 100% you can do it. But it all comes down to the mind over the body, because your body's going to be telling you all the time, stop. Your mind's going to be like, oh, let's get comfortable. Let's sit in the chair. Let's do this. This is too much work. It's got to come from inside. You got to build that discipline. I mean, we're on track to 70% of our population being obese. It's sickness. Guys, you can do this. And if not only just for yourself, do it for the people around you. Be that person that represents, that's showing your friends and your family that it is possible. That's being a leader. And if we can't lead ourselves, how in the hell are we going to lead other people? Your kids are watching. And the greatest thing about this, especially if you're married, bring your spouse along on the trip. Bring them on. I'm gonna have my wife work out. She doesn't like to be in front of the camera, but she's 49, gonna be turning 50 in August. Doing this program, I'll have to show put some pictures up. She has lost about 20 something pounds throughout my program. I could almost get my arms, my hands around her waist now. It's like she was when she was in her 20s. And not only do I like it, but her level of confidence in herself and just pride, it's through the freaking roof. It's through the roof. You know, because I know whenever, especially if you're a woman, you put on an extra 20, 30, 40 pounds, you might be able to try to keep a smile on your face, but you're frowning inside because you're not the way that you used to be. And then what happens is everybody gets to be this way, so it's kind of like the fat girl club where you're just kind of like, because when you do lose weight and you do look good like that, you're gonna lose some friends. The haters gonna come out of the woodwork because you are a representation of what they could do themselves. They're just too damn lazy to do it. So don't worry about that stuff. And also don't pronounce it to the world whenever you're working out. Do this. That's why I like these dumbbell workouts. You can do it from the quiet and the safety of your home. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to do this. Nobody even has to know. Don't talk about it. Show them. Another thing I've learned about being a dad for so many years, my oldest is 26, your kids retain or listen or do things about 5% of what you tell them, about 95% of what you do. You could talk all day long to them, telling them what's the right thing to do, and they're looking right at you the whole time. You could be talking about, I don't want you smoking, I don't want you taking drugs, I don't want you getting fat, I want you to go to school, I want you to learn, I want you to do this, stay out of trouble. You could talk about that all day long, but they look at you and how you're living your life. If you're living your life up to those standards, that's what's going to inspire them and push them to do those things. But if you're not, and you're just talking about it, it's in one ear, out the other. I didn't know if it goes in the ear, it just bounces the hell off. They don't listen. What you have to show them what life is like. And if you're obese right now, be that comeback story. Show them that you can do it. Because you can. Relax. It's all about positivity. You got to tune out anything that's negative. It's going to come after you. That's the end of round one. So if you watch me every morning and you're tuning in, I go at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow I'm going at 5 a.m. Tomorrow is election day and I'm running for school board. So I'm going to be at the polls from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. tomorrow. So that's just, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You've got to get it done. Friday I leave for Florida, taking 70 of my students to the Miami Heat game for a tour and Q&A and watch the game. So we're leaving Friday morning at like 7:30 to go to the airport. So Friday morning, we'll be up 5 a.m. pounding this workout. Probably going to be a superset so we can get it done pretty quick. Same thing with tomorrow morning. But there are no excuses in this. You got to go all the way through. Like I said, as of today, at the end, if you went through this, you will have had 46,000 reps. This is week 10. By the end of this week, 50,000 reps. We'll have 2 more weeks left after this. So we have 3 weeks right now to go. 2 more after this. Getting a little warm in here. I don't know if anybody's from the north, but I've already got my wood burner going. It gets a little bit hot in the basement. I've opened up the door because Pennsylvania, we're starting to get those 30-degree nights, 40, 50-degree days, but it's getting pretty cold. So if you live in Florida, God bless you. Pennsylvania's beautiful this time of year, though. Let's get it done. As I said, if you're just joining me, I've talked to you before about the importance of knowing where to go. Go to a magazine, go to the internet, print out a color copy of the body that you would like to attain, that's attainable for you. Long term, whatever. Cut it out, cut the head off it so we're not like worshiping a certain person. And what I want you to do is pin it up on the board so you see it. But here's the second part we talked about. Take a picture of yourself when you're starting, okay? We have to understand that pain, and I'll show you. January 1st of this year, that was me. That's where I want to go from a magazine. I'm not there yet. I'm getting pretty damn close, but I'm sure the hell not right here. So if that's something to inspire you, you got to do it. Because what I do is you have to have the hurt. Don't put that off. Put it there. Because that's something you want to get away from. Then have that good thing there that's pulling you towards it. You have to have that going away and that pulling towards, and that's going to be your success right there. Especially once you start seeing some gains, you want that fat fuck up there. You want to be like, damn, I can't believe I was like that. 205 pounds. 205 pounds. I had surgeries and I'd pretty much given up. And I was like, you know what? No way. No. So in about 9 months, I've gone from that to this in 9 months. You can do it. I know you can do it. If I can do it at 53, you can do it at any age. And age is really only what you make of it. Hell, you could be 65 and be doing this and achieve this level. It's up to you. You can make all the excuses in the world, which 99% of people do, or you can just do it and get it done. So I talk about making plans and stuff. Just real quick, you got to know where you're at, not only in your body, but in your life, in your career. So you can't read it on the board back here, but I have it all laid out. My plan, my goal, my dream is freedom. My next goal is to be on the road. We've been living in this house for close to 30 years. Our kids are all gone to college or jobs now. My wife's a kindergarten teacher in the classroom. The goal is to get her an online job, sell the house, move most of our stuff to our lake house. We already bought a 30-foot trailer, pull behind. We're gonna travel the United States and go for experience. Get rid of the materialism and have experience. Because when you're ready to die someday, you're not gonna look back, well, I had a nice house, I had a car. No, I visited the Tetons. I did in Colorado, in Utah, in Texas, in Florida. All these experiences. The days that you were afraid, the days shit went freaking sideways. I look so forward to that. So forward to going down the road and the tire goes flat and I gotta pull over and I gotta fix it. And it's just those types of things, those experiences, those are the things that you'll remember all of your life. So if you can ever put yourself in that situation, you don't need a $1,000 a month car. Go take part of that money and go have some experiences. Some experiences in life before it's too late. Because at some point in time, it is going to be too late. And if you didn't do it, the big R word, regrets. So if you're interested in the program, my coaching program, it doesn't start off with 1,000 reps. We're at about 400 to 500, 3 to 4 times a week doing it. I have it's in 3 stages. Each one's in 4 weeks. It's a 12-week. To be part of the program of any training, you have to go through that with me. If you don't want to do that, then you can't be part of. I want you to be able to build that base, jumpstart that fat loss, and have understand the different exercises and the moves. Make sure that you're not hurting yourself. Then you'll see, once we hit day 60 here, we've gone through our 12 weeks, then every morning we're gonna do a regular workout. We're gonna hit like one body part at a time. Dumbbells, a little bit heavier. We're gonna progress into it. Maybe on Mondays we'll just hit arms and then back and then legs, abs, everything throughout the week. We're gonna increase the weight so we can increase the intensity. But this part right here, like I said, you don't have to do 1,000, but in each of those 3 stages, we'll increase the reps. Probably not the weight or the weights, but we'll increase the number of reps, decrease the time. There's a specific time we should have. I bullshit too much on this thing to do it, but we're also doing 1,000 reps. So if you are going along with it, it gives you a little extra time. The main thing too with the fat loss, there'll be no diets. I hate that word. It's like an evil word, diets. As soon as people hear that, they're like, count me out. We're gonna do an elimination awareness process. We're gonna write down everything that we eat in a day, and we're gonna become aware and be able to say, it's probably not good. You can even have your fat ass picture here and your goal attainable one you want, and look at it and say, if I eat this Big Mac, is it gonna be putting me back towards the fat ass, or is it gonna be putting me towards my lean look that I want? I'm telling you, that is the major key. Then once you get into, if you want to get dialed into the certain macronutrients, and I mean, obviously, if you're getting older, you should eat more protein. I eat more protein and try to cut the carbs down as far as I possibly can. I also don't drink coffee, so I don't drink any of that crappy yappy Ola or whatever from these different places. Plus, it saves me a shit ton of money. Water is basically the only thing I drink, besides an occasional beverage at nighttime. You can't eliminate everything out of your diet or you're going to give up. Just part of my program too. It's a lifestyle thing. Like, you'll see some of these influencers that are big, jack. That's their job. Carry around a scale to weigh everything out, make sure they have exact portions and all this stuff. Come on, as a normal everyday guy, you can't go to the work site and put your freaking food on a damn scale. And how many people have the time to meal prep for the entire week? Especially if you have a family, you can't do that shit. What I'm saying is that whenever you sit down to eat, don't take 3 platefuls. Cut it down, cut it back. And once you start doing this, your family will change. Because it changed my wife. It changed the things that we eat here at home as well. So you have to be a leader for that. You gotta lead yourself first. Write it down every single day. I forgot to even mention about the steps. You gotta get at least 10,000 steps in a day. That's about 5 miles. So, and the office steps do not count. The office steps do not count. The only steps that count are the ones that are in a continuous roll. So mark out 2.5 miles down the road, down and back, down and back. We're on a treadmill. Let's get these legs. This is the worst exercise. I talked about the pictures too. I don't know which one is more motivating. Looking at the one that you want to get to, or looking at the fat ass that you're trying to move away from. And we can use those two different types of motivation. The towards and the away. We gotta have them both. We gotta be moving away from something in our life that we don't like and revisit it in your heart and your feelings. Like, what was it like when you were that fat, that disgusting, that out of shape? Think about how just putting on your clothes and your fat rolls hanging over, and nobody can tell me that they're like that. Don't accept it. I'm not saying it makes you any less of a person. I'm just saying you're way more important than that. More important to your family as well. So, if you want to really think about others, you gotta start thinking about yourself. You're no good to them if you're dead, or even worse than that. Because at least they have some life insurance maybe, but being to the part where everybody has to take care of dad. Everybody's got to take care of you. And you're just a drain on the time, drain on the resources, drain on everything for your family because you didn't take care of yourself. So you've become a liability instead of an asset. Guess what, guys? It's your choice and you can start today. Main thing is just never giving up. We all have those stubborn places. I had this little stubborn right here. I'm hoping I can get rid of this. My last back surgery, L4, 5, S1, fused together. Bolts and screws in both the vertebrae. And to do that one, because I've already had 4 from behind, they came in and they cut my stomach all the way open here. I don't know if you've ever had one of those back surgeries. Pull you open, move all your organs out of the way, go in and do that. The recovery was a lot quicker because it wasn't in my back. It still hurt like shit, but they didn't have to cut the back muscles. So if you do go in for a major back surgery, ask them about that because the recovery was way easier than whenever they came through the back. But anyways, I've never had that scar or that tissue that's there. I'm gonna work my ass off to try to get rid of it, but we all have those types of things in our lives. But the only thing that's gonna stop you is if you give up, and that's on you. Remember, 1,000 reps Monday through Friday. We are at the end of this today, 46,000 reps on our way to 60,000 in 12 weeks. You can do it. And if you watch me and you're just like, why does this guy wear the same shorts every morning? Well, I do it because in that picture there, I couldn't even get these damn things on. When I started this 10 weeks ago, they were just firm on me. Now I'm on the last buckle. They'll fall down if I don't have a belt buckle on. Even my belt's all the way to the end. So if you have a pair of shorts like that, you need to work out, wear them. Because the scale is such a liar, because it can't determine the water weight and all those different things day to day. I like to use clothes. Your clothes is the means to see how you're doing. Once you have those pants and they're snug on you, your shorts, find a pair that's snug on you and work out and wear them all the time. And you'll start to be like, wow, my weight isn't changing, but why is my waist shrinking? Why are these pants looser on me? Why are the arms on my shirts getting a little bit tighter? The stomach is it's not as tight on my shirt anymore. That's how I would determine it. But if you're doing this with me, there's really no chance of you not losing weight. If you did this for 12 weeks with me, you're going to drop 20 pounds. Easily drop 20 pounds. As long as you're being self-aware and you're getting your walking in, 20 pounds easily. And that's going to be the start, the primer for the next phase. Once you get on the program too, you may have to start with 5-pound dumbbells. You're saying, wow, this guy's only using 15 pounds. If you do 15 pounds and you're doing 1,000 reps, I use 30s for my chest. You're gonna feel it. If you're getting that 40 rep count and you're not really feeling it and pushing from 40 to 50, then you need to raise the weight up. Problem is with 15, the next one up is 20. You might have to do half with the 20, half with the 15s. I may have to start that next week because the 15s are getting to be, not light, but a little bit easier. I like to really increase the intensity a little bit. Let's get the chest. I'm just telling you the things that work for me. You follow whatever you want to follow. Honestly, any program's going to work if you work it. How many people that have like the bike in their house, the treadmill, some ab thing where it just becomes a clothes rack? Every one of those machines will work if you work it. There's no magic. You can't just get a treadmill and be like, I'm going to lose weight. No, you got to get on the damn treadmill and use it. Same thing with a bike. Same thing with any of the machinery that you probably have in your house. It just sits there just because it's a clothes rack now. Clean the clothes off of it and start freaking using it. But ease into it. Don't go in there and try to pound out some big stuff and you're sore the next couple of days and you just give the hell up. Start with push-ups if you have to. That one might not seem like a lot, especially without using weights, but if you do 50 of those, your heart rate is freaking pounding, and you're gonna feel that. And you can swap in any exercise on this that you want, as long as you're doing 50 reps and it's hitting that body part. So maybe there's hundreds of ab exercises out there. If you want to swap all three out or rotate them or do whatever you want, just as long as you're getting the 50 reps. Same thing with all the body parts. Maybe there's something, maybe your shoulder doesn't, maybe you can't do the flies out like this because your shoulder hurts. Well, pick something different to do. Maybe you want front ones, maybe you can't do those. I don't know. Even if you have to double up, maybe overhead or up the rows up like this. That's the best ones for you. We'll do it 2 times, just as long as you're getting the reps. Legs now, we split this up, half calves. So 25 of those, 25 squats. It's into 3 rounds. Now the last 100, you pick it. Whatever one you want, you pick. So if you're just joining, 1,000 reps. Today is week 10, day 46. 46,000 reps up to this point on our way to 60. 1,000 reps every day, Monday through Friday. Take Saturday and Sunday off. We hit every body part, 3 rounds. You pick your last 100, whatever you want. Get your 10,000 steps in every day, 5 days a week, 7 if you still can. I still go out, and maybe I don't get the whole way to 10,000 steps on a weekend because we go hike in the woods or something. Maybe I'll get 5,000, but then I make it up 15,000 on a longer walk. And then as far as the diet, I hate that word, an elimination awareness plan where write down every single thing that you eat or drink in a day. Have it right there, okay? Write it down, because as soon as you start writing it down, you're gonna see all the crap that you put in your body. And you're really gonna work this hard and then put that crap in your body. Fat loss is not gonna come from this workout necessarily. It's gonna come by the calories you put in your body. You know, if you burn, we can talk about how to even calculate that. Let's just say you need 2,500 calories a day, you know, throughout the exercise. You want to be able to go under that, even if it's 100 calories. But if you need 25 maintenance calories, 2,500, and you're putting 4,000 in every day, it's not going to do you any good. You're going to build some muscle. You're going to build your metabolism. Muscle obviously needs more energy than fat, but not enough. You can't be pounding that stuff in. So just be aware. Pick the last 100. Let's get it done. 100. Superset that last 100 if you can. If not, so just to wrap it all up, if you haven't done this yet, one piece of homework or advice for you is we have to know where we are going in everything in life. Go to the internet today or a magazine. Find the body that's attainable that you would like to be able to have, even if it's in a year span. Print it out, cut the head off, because we're not going to be bowing to anybody, any person, or praising them. That's the body we want. You can even tape your own picture of your head on it. That's step one, but here's the real key. Take a picture of yourself, or find one at your fattest, whenever you were most out of shape. And I did that with mine right here. 205 pounds after my back surgery to get back. We have to know what we hate. You feel, every time I look at that, I'm like, man, I want you to really picture that in your mind and feel those emotions of what it felt like to be that. You never want to go back there. Don't block that out. You have to be able to have that, because that's the fuel. It's going to get us to the other one. It's like the rocket fuel. Know where we want to get to. Not because it has to be, the goals have to be specific, measurable, okay, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So we have to be able to have these things on a SMART goal. If it's not specific where you want to go, how are you going to be able to measure it? We can measure it. If we have your fat picture here and where you want to go, we can measure that right there. Is it attainable? I mean, if you're going to pick out like Arnold Schwarzenegger and put it up on the thing, that's probably not attainable, especially if you're in your 50s. I mean, it's a great goal, but that's decades and decades of hard work. So I wouldn't say that's attainable. You're just going to set yourself up for failure. But you can get a lean, fit body at any age, especially if you're going to cut your calories out. Anyways, get those two pictures. Tomorrow's election day. I'm running for school board, so I will not be here at 7. We're working out at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, so hopefully I see you guys there. Until next time, live the best life you can. If you're still with me, I just read that thing because I can't see. For breakfast, I eat 4 eggs. That's it. I put some ketchup on it, especially with scrambled. Or if I make them regular, I put a little spaghetti sauce in there. If you never had eggs, fried eggs, when they're all done, put some spaghetti sauce in there until it heats up. Eat those like that. And mix with the yolks. Delicious. For lunch, I usually eat some type of a meat. I try to eliminate as many carbs as I possibly can throughout the day. Dinner, I eat whatever my wife makes or whatever we have. I just eat a smaller portion of it. But here's the secret for me. I developed several years ago a gluten alert, like an allergy to gluten. So once I figured it out, because I was having stomach problems like crazy, I couldn't figure out what the hell it was. Well, once I figured out that I had a gluten sensitivity, once I eliminated that from my diet, it solved 90% of the problems. The only problem is beer, especially IPAs, have a lot of gluten in them. So if you are a beer drinker and you like to do that, which on the work, I was still drinking it, but now I can't drink any of those types of beers. Every once in a while I might have a gluten-free one, which tastes like absolute crap. So it's cut my calories back there. But if you try that just to eliminate gluten from your diet, I would never ingest bread at all. Under any circumstance, I would not bread. And I also don't drink milk, any type of that kind of crap. Because the chemicals that the government, that they're putting in that stuff, try to stick with whole foods. That's what I do. If it comes in a box, I don't eat it. Because you look on the back of all those ingredients, eggs, meat, potatoes. We eat a lot of fried potatoes in olive oil. Tons of them. Fried potatoes, put some onions and some green peppers in there. We eat that probably 4 to 5 times a week with steak or chicken, that type of stuff right there. And as far as snacks, not really. Popcorn at nighttime, that's about the only snack that I eat. But since I work at home, when I was putting all the weight on, every time I would go upstairs, because I teach from home, I never leave the house some days. Go past the pantry. Oh, I'll just have 3 or 4 chips. Well, when you have 3 or 4 chips 10 times in the day, you've just ate 500, 600, 700 calories. So if you have to write stuff down, that's why it's so important to journal your food. Keep that spiral bound notepad right there on the freaking counter with a pen right there, so you don't have to search anything down. Every single thing that you eat or drink, write it down. You may be ingesting 500-600 calories just by what you're drinking in a day. So any type of, I mean, I liked carbonated drinks. I like Red Bull was like my go-to. I could drink 2 or 3 of those in a day, and I quit that because it was messing with my stomach as well. So I don't drink any kind of carbonated stuff at all. If I do have an alcohol drink, it'll be like a cider or something like that with very low sugar, lowest sugar possible, so it doesn't mess you up. But other than that, it's a boring. I don't want to say it's a boring diet, but the energy. Like I said, we work out Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, since I live in Pennsylvania, this is leaf cleanup time, firewood time, all that stuff. If I wasn't working out and in shape, I would not have had the energy to go 8 to 10 hours each one of those days. So I attribute my energy to my workouts throughout the week. And if you start this workout for the first 3-4 weeks, you're gonna feel like shit. I'll be honest with you, pushing your body to new things that you haven't done. But after that, you start to feel like euphoric. After these workouts, it used to really hurt me. Now it's like I feel like I could go and do another one. So I appreciate the questions and stuff in the comments. Thanks for your encouraging words. Well, you guys, you can do anything that you want to do. Trust me. I know. I'll tell you one last thing if you're on here. This doesn't have to do with fitness. It has to deal with education. I graduated high school in 1990. Went to community college, then went to a university after that. Failed out 3 times. Was let back in under the circumstance. If I got anything less than a 3.0, I'd be done and gone forever. It took me 9 years to get my bachelor's degree because I never applied myself ever. I met my wife and I said, she was a straight A student. I said, how the hell are you doing that? I study. I'm like, study? What the hell is that? So I started studying. That's why if I could do it, then I went on to get my master's and my doctoral degree, and I have a second doctoral degree in the works. Not because I'm a genius, just because I've learned that you can do anything that you want in life as long as you're willing to put the work in. So it's just excuses. People just make excuses. I'm not smart enough, or I can't work out, or I this and that and everything. It's all a bunch of bullshit. You can do anything that you want to do as long as you're willing to put it in. And along that journey, it is not going to be fun all the time. That's why you have to be disciplined. You have to be able to do the things that you don't want to do that are on that roadway to getting what you want. 9 out of 10 days, you're not going to be motivated to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and pound out 1,000 reps. It's just not going to happen. But you just have to know. You write it down. You're like, it doesn't matter how I feel. It needs to get done. It just needs to get done. Same thing with your education. Same thing with your relationships. All those types of things. I could go on all day. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.